All right. Let's see. All right. Yep. Looks like it's just for me right now. Not unexpected. So we'll just go ahead and get started. Tilda, for people who were not here before, we are at the end of our first day. We're investigating a murder among a number of other things, including a corrupt union, but with good motives, scabs, strikebreakers, that sort of thing, so we can get to the north. Yeah, and we'll see what we can get into today. We ended yesterday right about to sleep. And I am echoing. Because I'm bad at the internet. There we go. All right. Okay, cool. Fixed.
The bed is cold and not particularly inviting, but it's yours. The sheets look awful.
Yeah, well, I look awful too, so let's go.
The sheets feel at once coarse and clammy against your skin. The bed sags beneath your weight as you stretch out and finally close your eyes. And then sleep doesn't come. Obviously, you're in bed with your eyes closed, but it's not happening.
Why not?
Maybe it's the bed's fault.
I sincerely doubt it. Check the pillow.
Its synthetic filling has separated into hard lumps. The pillowcase smells oddly.
Ugh.
Smells of alcohol and sweat and grease.
Entirely reasonable given the circumstances. Is blanket probably the same thing?
It barely covers your toes, stretching over your soft belly. This is your body here, intimate and warm, breathing. A bit tense in the muscles. Relax.
You know, I'm trying.
It's a little better. Colors, scenes, and half-formed phrases still litter your mind. Part of you is still trying to solve the case, isn't it?
No, I definitely need a break.
Your breathing steadies. A great silence washes over you until your eyelids twitch in your sleep and images start forming.
Hint, twitch. Oh, okay, looks like there's one or two people in here. I just want to note that today I'm only live until 10 because I gotta go to the optometrist. Okay. Looks to be some sort of dream sequence. Can't go that way.
Do you remember the scent of your childhood?
That's not creepy in the slightest, by which I mean it is extremely creepy.
What it says on the can, Harry. Answer the question.
That guy looks a lot like I do.
You're not kidding anyone, Harry. You don't remember shit. Tell me, do you remember your wife's hand on your face?
I sincerely cannot believe that anyone would marry me, but here we are. Okay. Said who?
Do you remember the warmth of her thighs? Between her legs and in her mouth?
Okay, I'm not answering that.
You know who I am. I'm the bad day. The one where you ask her, and then later in the streets, wandering. It's the worst day of all time, Harry dear. And it's coming. She will hear about it on the phone.
I feel like we're already there.
Reality will turn into a grotesque nightmare. This will be the last thing you did to her. Tell me, do you remember the love of your life?
Not even remotely.
Oh no, Funky baby, you stayed. It was the rest of it that left. Or you just stood there, with one hand on the bottle and the other on your dick, watching it go. Tell me, where are your friends? Human beings have friends, Harry boy. Where the hell are yours?
Yeah, see, there's this whole pandemic thing, and let's see. Do you want it all back, or I don't want to come back? I think we're still not too mentally acute yet, so let's see if we can't just go back.
No, it's gone. 3 times gone and never coming back. You failed. You failed me.
I failed my bad day.
You failed Elysium.
What is that?
Everything. The Pale and the Islas. On the surface. The outer magnetosphere. Burning, furious truth. 8,000 years of written history.
Okay, but I am just one dude.
You really dropped the ball, Harry. 4.6 billion people. And you failed every single one of them. You really fucked up.
Okay. I've seen you before, I'm gonna say.
No, you haven't. You're just sleep talking. And the act is wearing thin, too. The spots on the disco ball fade around you. You'll be back in those cold snakeskins in no time. Sweating up the bed. Stinky boy.
Okay, maybe I can come back.
You're not coming back from shit. Thrashing around in that high conductivity state of yours. Bumping into things and acting like a clown. Who are you kidding?
I think we can all agree here that my mind is tired and broken.
Your mind is what now? I can't hear you. The rest is just a word dream. Jumbled up garbage. The pictures are gone. The bed rises to meet you. A thin, sleep-like state. More glass than velvet grinding in your head.
So something is wrong. Sleep shouldn't be this bad, this dry, this unnourishing. There's something wrong with your thoughts. Some kind of new type of hangover.
Oh god, no. One is plenty.
Oh yes, party boy, and it's worse than the one before. Just think of the shit you saw. Here it comes too. So soon already. A silent alarm goes off in your head like clockwork. Barely let you sleep at all. Time to get those clothes on, Harry.
Whew.
Time to go to work in the shit factory.
So somehow that was refreshing. I guess. Either our character is way more powerful than we can possibly imagine, or we have an extremely high, overinflated sense of self, and I'm really thinking it's the latter. So let's go about day 2 and see what kind of trouble we can get into.
Good going, buddy.
Is that how it's going to be now?
Yes. Wait till you see the one with the chick in it. It's gonna be a good one. You feel even worse this morning than you did last night.
What the hell is happening to me?
You mean, why are you so tired? Too tired and down to even think? It is worrying, isn't it? You can't be a detective like this. Detectives need to be able to think.
No, actually, that dream was quite amazing, actually. So I'm going to say I feel super good.
That's not really true. Your heart has finally pumped all the speed out of your system, Buster. Time to get some more.
I don't
You're
think so.
too weak to say no now.
Maybe yes,
Waking
okay.
up is the worst part. Maybe somewhere down the line you could decline.
I did fail, so we'll opt in.
Of course, Martinez is speed central. You just gotta poke around, follow your nose. You and Speed will be happy again. You will make her come home. This time, it will be different.
Ooh. This is a rough trip, everybody, I gotta say. Let's see if we can do anything here.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay, so we're pretty good at this one. Heard about the band Ooh. Try to study about the new.
It belongs in the new, the third decade of the current century. Enough time had passed from the failure of the revolution that, for a fleeting moment, free market economy seemed like the ultimate, uncontested way of life for our species.
Viprin, that sounds like the most amazing and terrible idea I have ever heard. I am probably not going to do that, but I do appreciate the effort, the idea. I don't think I could grow that in like a reasonable amount of time.
Things were good. It was smooth sailing. People made gold and champagne-tinted interiors and facades to suit the times, calling this the new style. But more importantly, disco happened.
Okay, so more importantly than the fact that I still yet do not understand how to put up polls, which is a thing I hope to remedy in the somewhat near future. Um, you well know that giving something stats means it will happen.
Forget about ostentatious orchestrations. For Revachol, your city, that meant only one thing. Guillaume le Million. If it doesn't rhyme, you're not pronouncing it right. Out of the dazzling swirl of disco music, in an open-air boîte de nuit, somewhere in Revachol West, Guillaume's blonde mane appeared on the screen. He sang some bullshit. Then he made the expression.
Yeah, maybe if I ever get to the point where like actually no, I'm not even gonna say it. Nope, not gonna put that out there. Okay. Let's see. So why did I adopt it? I become a cop. Does anything to do with the ostentation
Not
orchestrations?
really. Oh must have just stirred your mind. They're more like a disco rock band anyway.
Right, Vip? Like I am, yeah, I am too old to just like be so casual and cavalier about such things like that. Why'd I adopt it?
Everyone loved it. Maybe you thought some of the stardust would rub off on you. Maybe it did. Either way, it's all gone now. Only the grimace remains.
I thank you. I really appreciate that. You know what? Let me double check. Yeah, next week I will actually get to do an on-day birthday stream. Isn't that exciting? I feel I need that clicking sound when I make it.
The click is used to spur on a horse. It also features heavily in Guillaume le Million's regional mega hit, Don't Worry, Your Pretty Little Head. Sometimes you like to add finger pistols to the mix, because, unlike Guillaume le Million, you are a police officer. It's your nifty little way to say, I'm armed and dangerous.
Today is an ice bucket challenge. It is miserable out there. No, I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my goth crown that you helped me so graciously win, and I think I might wear that for part of the stream.
There is a vast ocean of time between right now and the expression. Looking good on you, or anyone. 2 decades, if the calendar is to be trusted. Humanity has run aground in that time. It's a different world now. The expression is a relic.
Yeah, I was out to see Skinny Puppy, who unfortunately couldn't perform. But like talking to people I haven't seen in a long time. No, I will not wear that shirt. Good idea though. Um, I still have it. It's upstairs. Um, but as I have not gone to the gym in quite some time, I don't think anyone really wants to see that. Fair enough. Maybe we can make that a goal. So why did I become a cop? Why did I drink myself into oblivion?
You have some understanding of the near history of disco, plus the trivia you've picked up along the way. Episodic memory, however, remains in the dark. It may never return. You should prepare yourself for that.
So what I think we can do, Viprin, is I've seen this elsewhere. Basically, in Final Fantasy 13, there's a battle rating for each fight, and you can get up to 5 stars. And someone called it 5 Star Friday. I'll have to rename that, obviously. But basically, if I do well, you have to do push-ups.
It doesn't have to be. You can swoon over Guillaume and his champagne-corked smile whenever you want to. Maybe some of the stardust will return.
Ooh. This is another one of these thoughts things. I know thoughts are hard, right? So, and this is really messing with all my mental stuff here. Minus to visual calculus, minus to logic. Nice. Okay, that one's nice. Wait a second. So did I? Okay, wait. Now I chose
A
not to
mirror
do that.
hangs on the bathroom wall. In it, your face, adorned with the expression.
Okay, I purposely am going to fail this to see what happens here.
Still not happening. It won't come off that easy.
Okay. All right, so yeah, so we probably will not be doing this one since we're never going to pass that check. Okay. Oh wait, no, we have 2 options. Okay, one's here. It's here. Now I'm confused. We'll come back to that later.
The fan stands still.
Yeah, it's broken. Okay, so we have 8 bajillion things to do here. So this little thing over here means it's time locked to a particular day. So this has to be done today. This has to be done every day. And worries me greatly. For some reason, I'm closing a water lock on Wednesday. Yeah. Seems like everything's all jammed up. Like the water lock is open. And that's messing everything up. There's a blockade that's messing everything up. Okay, well, this is really important, and I failed this check, so I think this is my character's driving motivation right now. So let's see if we can't find some speed. All right, Vip. Well, if I do end up playing a game that has such things, I'm gonna hold you to that. Oh, so do you prefer Viprin or Vip? Does it matter to you?
The door is closed.
Of course, Kim's waiting for me downstairs. This music is kind of a whole vibe, though. I do like it. What up, Kim?
Morning.
Morning,
Looks
Kim.
like we can get to work at once. The Union muscle turned up. They look rowdy. We should talk to them.
I do completely know that. Yeah, there is also someone lurking in chat whose Twitch name is virtually impossible to say, so I'm not sure how I'm going to approach that. These are the men Gart told us about.
I completely forgot. Sorry, I had a rough night's sleep. It's them by the looks of it. Loud and nasty, just like the manager said.
How are you going to be loud and nasty at like 7:30 in the morning?
One loose thread less to worry about, and one big problem to replace it.
What do you mean, rowdy?
I mean ungovernable. Martinez isn't exactly enthusiastic about the RCM being here. They prefer to be policed by the Union. These men here, men who drink beer for breakfast, there's talk of an armed wing of the Union called the Hardy Boys, who are responsible for state policing. I think it's them.
Okay, so for everyone who maybe wasn't here or forgot, had a busy weekend, let's see. Let's remind ourselves why we need to talk to them.
A lot of things point to the Dock Workers Union. The circumstances in Martinez, my preliminary information. Actually, that's not a lot of things. We should have dug up more yesterday.
Thanks.
Still, we need to talk to them, and it won't be easy.
Should we call in reinforcements? There's like 8 of them.
That would just escalate tensions. No captain would sign off on it. Solving one murder isn't worth a conflict between the RCM and the Debarders Union.
I'm just going to keep my mouth shut on this one here and keep moving.
In fact, even the death of 2 detectives might not warrant an all-out war. So let's keep a cool head, okay?
Alright, let's do it.
One more thing before we do. We don't have to talk to them immediately. We can walk right past them, continue with our business.
Yeah, streetwise. Zoom right past. Do it on your own terms. But aren't you curious to know what they have to say about the murder?
I mean, I am.
They're in no hurry to leave. They think they own the place. Anyway, I leave that choice to you. Whatever you decide is fine by me.
Okay, let's just double check something here. I mean, I still do want to get that speed though, so I don't want to get distracted from that. We still only have 1 XP, but we're about to have 2, so we can spend a skill point soon. So let's see if we can't find a check to fail. Oh, you were nice to me last night.
Just a moment.
She's agitated, judging from the way she keeps pulling it.
And there's no
sorry
public
about that.
phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
It's kind of weird that she's still sitting down here even after last night.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working.
Dun dun dun.
The Union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
So we can't get to either of these phones either. Those are like our 2 of our primary goals right now. What's wrong? Well, I don't care what's wrong with them. I want to know why you want to use it.
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and our friend Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing, and I haven't heard from them.
Well, we are only solving a murder and breaking up a corrupt crime ring, but this is an RPG, and this is a side quest, so this sounds way more important.
I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Right? The game agrees with me. Has he gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
I disagree.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
Right? There could be loot, experience, all sorts of stuff. Give me time to internalize my thoughts. Okay. Tell me about the expedition.
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the water lock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
Any number of things. It is a poisonous insect?
The waterlock. That was
Venomous?
broken. Could this be it?
I guess so. Yeah, I don't think Gary's at fault here, so we're just going to proceed.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
It's technical.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Not a problem.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
Right, get some bones, iZombie stuff going on. It'll
And
be
if
great.
you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
If I see him, I'll let him know.
Oh, you're such a dear.
Hey.
Thank you, sweetie.
Okay, I want to know at least what he looks like.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What's he look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands. If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
Yeah. Can't just go looking for every little Lord Fauntleroy and see what I come across. Let's try again.
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame, and he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
Alright. Do I really care how long they've been married? I like her. She's nice. Let's find out.
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How'd you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident, and he just divorced.
Tale as old as time.
We hit it off, and, well, here we are.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
Well, isn't that sweet? Alright, let's go.
I hope I've been useful.
Mostly. Actually, tell me about the rare insect.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
Okay, so this is another thing where my character is purpose-built for this kind of conversation, so let's dive in. I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but
Ah yes, Phasmatodea, a diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially.
where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us, officers.
To be honest, this animal sounds like a cryptid. You wouldn't happen to be searching for some kind of gnome of Jeroma, would you?
It's simply elusive. So much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
Establishment. I thought so.
Is it dangerous?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So that's it?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
Alright, well that's got a little credence to it.
Enthusiasm has wiped the worry from her face. Her eyes sparkle behind her glasses.
You do seem excited.
I suppose I have something of a personal connection to the Insulindian phasmid. All scientists have their little hobby horses.
Is it valuable?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Cool powers? Wait, sorry. I pressed the wrong button.
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Alright, special powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
You know, I can like sync up with that. It took him a week to find me a drugged out drunken lout in a banged up old nasty hotel. I blended in perfectly. It was great.
That's not special at all. Of course it blends in. Most insects do. You don't even have to be a stick insect for that.
Alright, what's so special about it?
Oh dear. I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special. Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. Then you'd understand, I'm sure.
Alright, we'll ask Morale. You're back here again. Verify this door is still locked.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimple lock. It's painted blue.
I want to know what's back there. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Yeah, it blocked the word incel, which I approved for you, but apparently it approved it entirely, so we'll see how that goes. Alright, no, that's right. We're going to look for speed. Yeah, it's nice. It's like enabled automatically. Like when you set up your channel for the first time, it's called shield mode, and it just turns on a bunch of auto mod stuff, and you can go and you configure it however you like. Like I can set it so that certain people can say anything they want. I can add custom words. I can completely block things. I can set it to like approve if I want to. Like on a like for when you posted that, it popped up in chat for me to approve or deny, and like highlighted the word that was it considered a problem. It's really nice. Yeah, we're gonna go see if we can gather some more information and really, find speed before we talk to those guys. Okay, so where would we do that? Also, we're looking for bottles because we have enough money to pay for today, but that's about it. Let's see if the kids can hook us up. Right, there was some check here I wanted to do that I messed up.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
Right. So that was like a really good check that I just botched rolling like a 3. So that's visual calculus. A little more of that. Let's do that. Okay. Accept and close.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here.
It was like 87% or something, and I felt it. I was getting pretty annoyed.
Maybe more than 12.
All
No.
right.
8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud.
Go over one by one.
1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 46. 2. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43.
All right, we're getting some real, actual, concrete information here. This is kind of exciting.
4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46.
I say way too early.
You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. The cold must have preserved them.
I wonder if this has like an over-under thing like Pathfinder does. Like, I've run into checks that said they were like legendary difficulty, and I succeeded at 1 on the lark, and it gave me a quote like legendary success. But I'm not sure if that's because it's just a legendary check, or like if I'd rolled like 2 6s or something here, would I have been able to figure that out? That's something I don't know about the game yet.
5. Another standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's just a difficulty class. Yeah, I'm probably going to operate under that idea for now, but I'm curious to see what would happen if I just roll like double 6s on some easy roll.
6. An aberration, light as air, even pace, same make of boot, but number 41.
Male or female?
Impossible to tell. Could also have been an adolescent. The gait is undeveloped.
Like our good friend over here. I'm pretty good at this, aren't I?
You're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn in the middle of it, in a strange, beautiful way. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms.
Ooh, I wonder if these belong to the racist door guard that doesn't let us into the factory.
8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however. The right sole is smoother, more worn.
Man, that's how I walk. All my shoes look exactly like that.
How many?
400 million. No, there's 8.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20.
Same guy's going, but okay. I'm not gonna mock him here. I'm just gonna be pretty straightforward. Actually, you know what? No, he was kind of a dick to me this morning, so I'm gonna say he was way off.
Mm-hmm.
This man is not easily toyed with.
Damn.
I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary?
Yeah, all sorts of things. Let's do the light one. Let's just go in order here. Light step 41
A
shoe.
woman? Or a kid?
I'm gonna say it could be a kid.
Okay. How do you know?
I don't.
He knows it's hard to discern sex from a person's gait.
I don't.
Understood. Anything else?
Heavy 200.
200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up? Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built, soon-to-be-dead man.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Alright. I like that idea, Kim. Let's go with that. One of them was carrying.
Possibly,
Yeah.
yes.
But why?
Well, he probably didn't come willingly. Yeah, but why did he carry him?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows.
I'm gonna guess he wasn't conscious. That seems most likely.
Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between two men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see?
The aberration?
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul.
Do you have any ideas?
Someone operating a workbench with a pedal? Like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer?
So we're looking for a drummer?
No, it's not. Forget I said it. We are not looking for a drummer. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out their right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
If only I'd come up with that idea.
He doesn't seem to hear you. Looking south toward the traffic jam instead. The machines are silent. The engines are all turned off.
I'll take self-discovery, but thank you for asking. I do appreciate that. Also, good luck with work. So, as a reminder, we believe that the people in the traffic jam are the ones who are drug smuggling on behalf of the corrupt union leaders.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential suspect.
Quite
Seems...
prudent.
Mhm.
How old do you think? I'm gonna guess about a week.
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
How do you know?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
As opposed to 39 and raining, which is what it is here, which would have washed everything away. Oh. Kind of silly question, I think, but what do you think happened here?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree. Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. This is easy.
Maybe I am a good cop. Think we have a firm understanding of what happened here?
The lieutenant's eyes narrow. He's thinking to himself.
Either way. What else?
That pretty much covers it. So initially we came over here to talk to the kid to see if we could get some speed, but that was quite enlightening. Are there any other checks over here? Let's just double check here. Right, and then that goes up inside. Okay, we're not gonna do that right now. We were already there yesterday. Okay, kid.
Fuck does Kuno care?
Kuno, got any speed?
Fucking right, pig. Kuno's filling bathtubs with that shit. Kuno's a kingpin.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
Don't be yanking your shit in front of the Kuno. Kuno's always serious, always rolling. Big kilo, but you ain't getting any. Get the fuck off.
Belying the act, he's actually telling the truth. Or at least 0.00001% of it. He has a little speed. He's just not giving it to you.
Yeah. And there's no way I'm going to figure out what's going on with him. Right. I couldn't investigate the body because I was missing magnesium,
Kuno
right?
doesn't.
Yeah, whatever, kid. There's the waterway. Asking me about the photo. Let's get the body. Suppress the urge. Get ammonia from the gardener. Okay. Let's go to. Was it in? No. Okay. Okay. Oh, maybe just have it, and that's good enough.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Okay, so I'm at 2. I have a whole 17% chance here. Oh, I'm a damn near a 1 in 5. Let's roll the bones.
The ammonia only makes it worse.
Oh,
the
I lose
combination
it.
forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once.
Damn, I didn't realize I would lose that. Okay.
The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
The ammonia did not help at all.
Nor does the wind right now. I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Hey, why can't I keep it if I've been a cop my whole life?
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it.
Whew.
Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough.
You seem to be fine.
I think I've lost my sense of smell.
A white lie.
Yeah.
Not being hungover helps too.
Significantly. I think I still want to be a cop. I don't want to give up on it. Because I do want to investigate this, but it's sort of the reason I'm here in the first place. Let's do something
That's
else.
probably a good idea. Clear our head. But before we can do that, you need to get your shit together.
But I don't want to get my shit together. Yeah, no, let's do that. Let's do
We
that.
should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
You've gained a thought. When this dialogue is over, go to your thought cabinet and internalize it for special bonuses and effects.
I've already done that a few times.
Give it
but let's
half an
take a
hour.
look.
Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Okay, so we can just keep trying. Okay. This sounds like something I'd be good at. Let's see here. Okay. Volumetric shit compressor. Only 30 minutes to research, so pretty quickly done. Your shit is apart, and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together. Compressed in a small area. To achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes. Do something similar with the two hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people, maybe that'll help. Oh, we can't internalize this yet. Perhaps we're missing something? This. Oh, I have to unlock slots to get them. Okay. So I do want my shit to be together, so let's go ahead and unlock that. Okay, and then I can internalize one of these things. Let's do that. Skill points are a little rarer than I thought now. Did I get the key?
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, whirling in rags.
I do.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid. Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Why not?
Just the feeling. A warning from some part of you.
These are the skills I'm very bad at, so I'm going to override these thoughts. Open the
The
lid.
smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
I got nothing left to puke, so let's go.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Look under the boxes of carton. Under the boxes of carton? That's a weird sentence.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar.
That is not a good sign.
You've done this before. The movements are recorded in your elbows, the methodology in your fingers. You're used to this.
Used to what, dumpster diving?
No, searching for evidence in the trash.
Good.
A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below, and turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Look under the... is it the same thing?
You see,
Okay.
you've done this before. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste, among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers. As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
Another person?
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer. Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too, a white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
Damn, Kim, you got some eagle eyes.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there?
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Bag it, I guess.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
Throwing out towel mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
Think someone from the whirling whip involved?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Alright.
the lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Check the food.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey,
But hey, what?
what's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Oh no. I really hope this isn't what I think it is.
Something larger. A clipboard.
Good.
A blue plastic clipboard with moist papers hanging from it. They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Alright, that seems like a good lead.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
Oh. Okay, that's... I'm gonna play dumb. I don't know what that is.
It is. Look, the plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form in there. If you don't mind me asking, how did this get in the trash?
Don't like finding that. I'm gonna say something from the whirling thread in there.
Boring. Try dangerous. You should do a thorough inventory of that. Be sure some has not fallen into the hands of the RCM's enemies, organized crime or worse. Official notes sometimes contain informants' names, even undercover operatives.
Yeah, since I'm trying to be a good cop, I will do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
Some items, such as the ledger you found, are interactable. Go to your inventory and select the Interact tab to read your paperwork.
Do that in just a moment, but I'm getting this mug.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron.
Of course. An antique?
Only in its social sensibility.
Natch.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take it. Yeah! I can see how Kim is not particularly enthused about that one. Let's go ahead and close the lid.
The container sounds a muffled gong.
That's one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
It's weird that I can't lock it. Okay. Alright. So interact. We've got a mug. The ledger. Okay, ledger you found in the trash. Full of notes written in a man's dense cursive. Have a closer look. Maybe it can be salvaged to start keeping notes on the case.
It's the ledger you found in the trash. A pitiful cabbage of white and yellow papers hanging from plastic board, barely held together by a metal clip. This sad display is made complete by the faint smell of urinal cleaner.
Alright, you gonna criticize me anymore here?
There's a piece of toilet paper, or is it cleaning tissue? No, it's toilet paper, desperately sticking to the back of the blue plastic clipboard. It's a metaphor for you.
Thanks, narrator. I really appreciate that.
Thank you. It's just toilet paper sticking to the back of the plastic clipboard. You can take it off if you want.
Sorry about that. Total misclick there. Thank you, Waterlog Ledger, for spelling it out for us. Okay. Maybe it's kitchen tissue?
If you want it to be kitchen tissue, it can be kitchen tissue.
I do.
It's not, though. It's toilet paper.
Damn, okay, take it off.
Still wet, the toilet paper, I mean kitchen tissue, sorry, peels off the plastic easily. All you have to do is shake it off your finger, and voila, the ledger now looks marginally better.
Alright. There's a lot to this little clipboard. Let's inspect the clip.
An aluminium block runs the width of the board, biting down on the paperwork. Its crocodile teeth are the only thing keeping the papers together. A regular pencil, the tip worn down to nothing, has been attached to the clip.
Let's run our fingers along it.
The surface is interrupted by a silvery sticker. It's rectangular, sparkling with iridescence. You don't know how you didn't notice it before.
Surely I do not.
Looks like an official mark, made to be low visibility outside the right circumstances. It is similar to the RCM watermark on your blazer the lieutenant mentioned. Didn't he say something about the headlights of his motor carriage? That you can read these there?
It's from the hologram watermarks.
What? Yes, halogen watermark used for adding information to RCM property.
What kind?
It depends. Aside from an anti-counterfeiting stamp, mine has my station number and address. The information varies by date of issue.
Maybe yours will have how many cases you've solved.
2. Yay! How can I read it?
Any capable light with the right wavelength will do.
Headlights de Kinema?
Yes, RCM vehicles have headlights tuned especially to reveal halogen watermarks.
This means you can read the watermarks if you just turn the lights on.
Thanks.
Okay.
While a bunch of sodden papers sag from the clipboard in your hand, it's a sorry sight.
Okay, what about the white ones?
They're not exactly white. They're yellowed in patches by sunlight and alcohol, and covered in dense blue handwriting. Ink escapes into watercolor patterns, reaching its tendrils across entire pages. The paper itself is checkered, with faint red lines, forming short paragraphs.
Yet somehow still legible.
Once in a while, there's a red stamp that exclaims, "Case files commit to paper." The case files themselves are plenty. You count more than 100 sodden, crumpled up, earmarked pages falling apart in your hands. They appear to be sufficiently organized and extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
What is in there?
Work, strife, poverty, the Jamrock Quarter. These are handwritten logs of investigations dating back to January 51, this year. The exact number is hard to estimate due to missing pages and an odd naming convention. but there are at least 20, maybe 30 cases undertaken, not completed, mind you.
How many completed?
It's the middle of March. You have attempted 2 cases a week on average.
Seems like a lot depending on the case. Is that good?
Huh? 2 complex cases to undertake is a lot, yes. You really have to push yourself. I would not suggest it, lest you start making mistakes.
That was my load.
2? That's a lot. I didn't mean to say you are making mistakes, by the way. That was presumptuous of me.
It may explain why I snapped one on a bender, though. I burned out, alright.
That's okay. We all do, sooner or later.
Like a fan of gills, the checkered papers dry in your hand. The handwriting is extremely dense, if mostly illegible.
Is there room for another one?
There is, for precisely 1 more. 15 pages near the end remain untouched by the damage. The checkered grid forms a structure of passages, breaking the case into subtasks to accomplish. Once all the tasks are accomplished, the case is complete.
Alright, I got a pen, we got paper, let's do this.
The tasks you've completed flow out of the kind green ape pen in a brash freehand similar to the rest of the letters. The wording comes easily. It's almost robotically simple. A language developed for mental rigor and simplicity. Inspect the victim's body. Interview the cafeteria manager. It's not exactly poetry, but poetry would be out of place.
Alright, start checking stuff off.
A satisfying slash sounds across the paper. You're done, it seems to say. And you, and you. You're a swashbuckler with that pen, Harry, and it feels good. Feels like completion.
Alright.
Things to be done and things already done. The composition of reality. This is an extremely useful tool for a detective of the citizens' militia. Now all that remains is to name the case.
Have you by chance named it?
No, actually. Any ideas?
Okay, the Hanged Man, the furries are at home in the mirror, the setting sun, and shit on a stick. If I was able to do polls right now, instead of spending 2 hours yesterday working on alerts, I would pull this, but we're just gonna pick. So the Hangman's a little too direct, I think. Shit on a stick's a little too crude. Fury's at home in the mirror feels like a Shivers playthrough, so we're gonna go with the setting sun. A little bit of drama to it, but still understandable.
Okay. It's a good name, but it has one problem. This case has nothing to do with the setting sun. At all. It has nothing to do with that, so...
Yes, it does. The sun has set on this man's life, and we're gonna figure out why.
Something more concrete, perhaps? Do you have something concrete? Mundane, usual?
Alright, fine. If you're gonna be a stickler, we'll do the Hangman.
Great. That's great. That's actually what I was thinking too.
I know, Kim.
The Hanged Man. Good, strong name. We have a very good name for the case now. I'm going to start calling it the Hanged Man. It's good we sorted this out.
Alright, is there a convention here?
Yes, it appears you employ a, shall we say, robust yet literary system. Each investigation has its case number written on the margins. Yet, still more tellingly, most are accompanied by a name. A title, one might say even. One that draws inspiration from Snoop fiction and Vespertine cop show staples.
And they're capitalized.
Yes, all caps. One is called The Next World Mural. Another, The Square Bullet Hole Murders. Another yet, The Unsolvable Case. Others appear more light-hearted. The guys on a couch in an unexpected location, and the murder at the hookah parlor. Even the rare article-free collapsing tenement. Murder features prominently throughout.
Damn.
It's going to take an effort to piece these case files together, but it can be done. Once you're done inspecting them up close.
I wonder if that's, like, out of scope of the story. All my cases in play and naming convention similar to what we used in ours.
Yes, how very childish of you. In your and my defense, almost everyone in the RCM uses the titular system, in addition to the official alphanumeric.
Look, you gotta keep things light. You're dealing with murder. There's bloated bodies. There's danger around every corner. You gotta have some levity, right?
It's a holdover from the early days of the RCM, right after the revolution, when the organization had little idea how to do things. It persists in an unofficial capacity. Officers use these titles to refer to their work among themselves.
All right, let's mention the square bullet holes.
Again, in your defense, I seem to have named one the man with the hole in his head. That was a real person. His death was real. Still, I named it that, to amuse myself.
Look, as long as, the family doesn't find out, it's fine.
I pray his loved ones never find out.
Exactly. What happened to him?
Rail spiked through the head.
Oh.
He died. It was a workplace accident.
All right. Let's move on from the cases.
You don't exactly close them, so much as distance yourself from the smelly papers. They're a little further from your nose now.
Okay, so I have this logic here to just, read them right now. I wonder if we'll find anything useful in there. And it answers my question from, 30 seconds ago, so let's do it.
Yes, you can
Nice.
piece them together using the alphanumeric code on the margin. It always begins with HDB41, then date of initialization and time of arrival on the scene, followed by the title. For example, HDB 41120111700, the Next World Mural.
HCP-41 is the officer precinct?
Why, yes, your precinct number is 41. Every last alphanumeric in the files begins with it, and these are your case files. It's safe to say HDB are your initials.
I'm going to go with Harry, Derry, Barry. That seems good. These are my initials. I'm not feeling them.
Feeling isn't really the jurisdiction we're in right
Yeah,
now.
I know. How long does it take to read a
It
case?
takes about half an hour to piece one together, using the system you've devised. Where do you want to start?
Okay, it's 9 a.m. We got plenty of time. I want to do one of these to see if they do anything for me. Like if they give me any bonuses or XP, anything like that. See if we can find a time to sit down and chunk them out when we have a lot more free time. So let's just do one now. And we are going to do, since we wanted to mention it to the Kim, I'm going to do the square bullet hole murders.
It would be very interesting to read about these, wouldn't it? I mean, there seems to be a square-shaped entry wound in the victim's forehead. She's been sitting there for weeks, on her rocking chair, with a square hole in her skull, staring at the wall, her mouth agape.
But
That's all you got. From the half hour you spent piecing it together, all you know is the entry wound was square-shaped. You never found the bullet. And then another body showed up, also with a square hole in his forehead.
Anton Sugar, is it you? The sequence killer?
Who knows? Those pages are missing. What
Of
next?
course they are.
One day you may still catch the man with the square gun.
All right, let's put it away for now.
Not much has changed in the meanwhile. A bunch of sodden papers still sags from the clipboard.
Okay, browse yellow.
In the back, you see thin, translucent copier paper. Some neon yellow, some bright red, all covered in boxes, like marching armies. These look like official forms, waiting to be filled out. Then rip them from the binder and hand them out, according to type of form.
What kind?
3. The topmost are misconduct fines. The middle ones are station calls. And the bottommost are field autopsy forms. Each is easy enough to make sense of.
Sure, makes sense.
You don't have to be an intellectual giant to do police work.
Look. Probably want one of these, right?
A dozen pages of thin copy paper, bright red in color. You see the parameters of a deceased human form, waiting to be filled in. Age, sex, condition of internal organs.
Well, if we're able to investigate the body, we might find that useful, but we don't, so moving on.
The rest of the stinking cellulose is much worse for wear. Being sandwiched between the board and the rest of the paperwork must have spared the fragile copier paper.
At least that. Look at the clipboard.
It's made of dark blue plastic, hard enough to beat someone to submission with.
Ooh.
The edges are rounded, however. The U4 size board feels thick and heavy in your hand. Light shimmers on its wet surface. On the back, you see the embossed letters, RCM.
See if we can't get any of the nonsense off. Can you shake it?
Something rattles inside,
Oh.
ever so lightly. Is there a hidden compartment?
Ooh. Doo-doo-doo.
And something small inside, light, made of paper or cardboard, or dried flowers perhaps.
What is it?
Permeables. It's not hidden per se. The compartment is made for permeable materials that would get damaged if something happened to it.
What is it?
The plastic shimmers like lapis lazuli, but it is not see-through. You cannot see to its center.
How would I open it?
With your hands, U4-sized pages hang from the clip screwed to the top of the board.
Alright, let's open it.
The two sides of the board appear slightly misaligned, like a drawer that's come off its slides. If you bend the plastic on your knee, slowly, the slides snap back into place. It should be possible to just,
Yeah, slide the drawer open.
without resistance or sound, the two panels move against each other.
Look,
The
I'm looking.
compartment is now open.
I am looking for so many things to fill out various side quests. I'm just going to open everything I come across. What's inside?
2 ticket stubs and a handmade postcard.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah. Wait, no. Okay. We were doing so good this morning. We're making such good progress. What about the ticket stubs?
2 octopuses are smiling, reaching their tentacles toward each other in the colored pencil drawings. The tickets permit access to the zoo in Revachol East. The aquarium costs extra. These let you go there, too.
What about the card?
Thin wax paper has been glued to a piece of cardboard. Sounds like leaves rustling when you pick it up. You see violet flowers, floral patterns, patches of glue.
I'll smell it.
It smells of chewing gum, apricot flavored.
Ooh.
A touch of cinnamon, the end of summer. You think the label says tutti frutti.
Man, that stuff was so good when I was a kid because I was like too dumb to know that it only lasted like 5 seconds. And you just eat more and more and more. Open it up.
Familiar handwriting lines the inside of the card. Looped, round letters in a woman's hand.
Well, this is gonna hurt.
A young woman in her 20s. There is care, effort, and a smile. You think. Although that is not something you can read from someone's handwriting. Harry, it begins. You're already reading. I wanted to write you a letter so you can read it when you wake up. Maybe it will make you happy.
Alright, so I was right. My name is Harry. Probably not Harry Berry, though.
Throw it away, please.
Excuse me? Keep reading.
Your hand shakes, holding the card. Every morning when I step out and you're asleep behind me, it says, I find a little piece of sadness in me. I carry it in my chest, down Voyager Road. Every step I take, it grows. By the time I reach the fuel station, it has filled me entirely. I step onto the light rail and look back. Sparks fall from the bow collector. I know it will be like this until late afternoon, when I get off the 42 and walk back to you.
Keep reading.
You. Every step I take will get lighter. It almost makes me run. Sometimes I do. I can't believe I met you. I can't believe the happiness I feel with you. You have a vast, vast soul, and I will always, always, always come back to it.
Well, I have no choice but to keep torturing myself. Let's go.
Kisses, kisses, kisses. You feel the air sucked out of your lungs and the blood sucked out of your head. Everything around you gets dark. Small white dots appear. Sparks fall like snow from the bow collector. A streetcar distancing. You feel the ledger slip from your hand. No, hold on.
Yeah, keep it together, buddy. Keep it together.
To what? There's nothing.
Detective, is everything all right?
Apparently not. Uh...
There is nothing.
Oh,
Again. Nothing sad, brother. No treachery, just blackout.
okay. Lie there, passed out.
Well, almost nothing. There is the ground below you, that's still there. And the small light that's on, fluttering, somewhere in the basal ganglia.
Who dat?
That's me. Blue eyes, that's me.
And who was that?
Who was what?
He speaks of the sickening longing, the unwell emotion. Even in the darkness, he's grasping for it. Still trying to hold on to the great sorrows slipping in the water. Slimy.
Yeah, that's the stuff.
Here in the paleo-mammalian cortex, we call it the shadow.
Okay. Okay.
Because it's always there.
Tell him.
Ah, yes. In the olfactory system, they call it the apricot chewing gum scented one. It's unhealthy of them to linger on it so. But as they say, what do you do?
It smelled so nice.
It didn't smell nice. It smelled like betrayal.
There was something about a boat collector?
Yeah, man. What was that about?
Was that the X something?
Bloated corpse of the past resurfacing.
No, it was beautiful.
Beautiful. Believe me, stupid ape. Its lack of beauty was not the problem.
Never really is, right? Where's Voyager Road?
There is no Voyager Road. There are no roads, no houses, no lights in the windows. It's all on pause.
Okay.
You think they would let you? Until you disintegrate into biomolecules? No. Someone is breathing on your face now, inspecting your pupils, stupid idiot.
Kim bringing me back. What is it? What is that? It's called.
Yes, they're pouring something on you. It's in you. And
It's delicious. Glowing lights on a dashboard emerge out of nothingness.
Okay.
The upholstered cabin of Lieutenant Kitsuragi's motor carriage, seated in the driver's basket. The air is thick with leatherworks and heavy fuel oil. Cold water runs down your chin.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, for a minute there, I thought I ran into some choice that just made my character just like give up, and I lost and had to like restart.
Drink. Water.
Yes, it's a good idea.
The water is cold, silvery, the stuff of life itself as it pours down your parched throat. The pounding in your head recedes. The darkness parts.
Yes, Trat, drink water.
Drink. You haven't drunk water in 2 days. Did you know the human body is not made to survive on alcohol alone? You need a secondary form of hydration.
There's water in alcohol. I'm more of a magnesium-based life form.
That's just a drug addict myth. In reality, you're still comprised of dihydrogen oxide, which you must replenish to go on living.
Fine.
With greedy gulps, you down half a liter of cold water. Some of it spills on the driver's seat. The lieutenant pays no heed to it.
What happened?
Should ask you the same.
You were reading your paperwork. Then you passed out. I carried you to my kinema to take you to a hospital. Then you came to.
How long was I out? What, like 30 seconds?
10 minutes, maybe.
10 minutes? That is super bad for you. No, I'll say I came in contact with the burnt out ruins of the past.
That does sometimes happen.
The ledger of failure and hatred.
He replies with such understanding, it's as if the burnt-out ruins of the past were an occupational hazard. Athlete's foot for cops.
I absolutely want to include this as an item. I think it would work better in Pathfinder. Well, maybe not, because it'd have to. Yeah, I want to use this. This is a great name.
You dropped these. Are you okay to proceed?
Yeah, let's solve the case.
Good.
The Ledger of Failure and Hatred is a special item that can be used both as an interactable and a tool equipped in your held slot for skill bonuses. Find it under the Tools tab in your inventory.
That's weird.
Droplets of rain fall on the white on blue police livery of the motor carriage.
Want to even think about
Do
this?
something important? Something murder-related? There's always something important. Doesn't mean you can't take a moment to admire this piece of machinery. This is a Caprice Kanema, the Caprice Motor Corps follow-up to their highly successful workhorse, Caprice 40, and the answer to the Lum's racing breed, Ferv series, with its air-cooled, rear-mounted 12-cylinder compression ignition engine, driving the rear wheels through a 4-speed manual gearbox. The Kanema is able to reach 100 kilometers per hour in 13.5 seconds and go on to a top speed of 180 kilometers an hour.
Wow, that's fast. Won't it roll over?
The high center of balance is offset by a large battery bank mounted at the bottom of the cabin, feeding all the auxiliary systems and making the Kanema effectively a mobile power plant.
And also a
Due to a quite steep price tag, it is very unusual to see one in police livery.
Well, the joke is passed. Okay. Really puts the loco back in locomotion.
Mm-hmm. You want to take a closer look?
We'll just admire it. Fine machine.
Yes. An extraordinary machine.
It's nice and all, but why so modest? Put some zing into it. Flare it up. Slam it down. Helium headlights would improve the range and quality of the visual field a lot.
I thought of switching to helium.
Actually, I have a pair at home. Just haven't gotten around to fitting them yet. I need to lay some wiring for the ballast first.
I'm gonna make a friend. Maybe we can do it together.
Maybe. Yes, definitely maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And means no.
Yep. Let's pack it.
130.
I reckon that's a 7-liter V12 there. Man, that's got to be a major advancement over the KR-18GU engine on the old Caprice 40.
That is some serious macaroni.
You lost me there.
130 kilowatts, a lot of power.
The Kinema is fast. Feels right at home on the raised motor track. Hard to find something that could overtake it.
Armel Ryu Supersonique, a racing motorbike for the road, could probably do it.
Alright, let's move. Can I walk now? No, I'm still stuck. Okay, I gotta do this.
Volumetric ship
Okay.
compressor. Bizarre scientific news from Revachol West today, where a police officer's shit has been observed at a pressure of around 495 gigadecimals. These metallic hydrogen levels of shit togetherness were thought to exist only at the center of collapsing stars, not law officials. It remains to be seen how long the shit singularity lasts. Lonesome, long way home. Here we go. Home awaits. Walk past Station 41 and through the market, past the Boogie Street spearhead to the other side of the lake, the frozen eye at the center of the district. Then past the video rental store on the corner. There, at the end of a street lined with pine trees, a small house no larger than a matchbox, 11 Voyager Road. You no longer live there. Those times are gone. And so are those people. Why did you come here? Why are you still here? And where's the dealer? You have to get back to work. That's all you have now.
Speed keeps one side. Loading cap for perception raised to 5. Okay. All endurance white checks unlocked. Learning cap for endurance raised to 4. Cool. That means we get a free check on the body at our current skill. Let's take another 17, see if that works.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
We get +6. Damn. Okay. Actually, I'm gonna quick save here. I was gonna take a short break right after I picked up the ledger, but that was a half hour ago. So I will be back in about 2 minutes. So this is a good time to stretch, grab a drink. As a reminder, I am only going for another half hour today. Normally I would go till noon, but I do have a eye doctor to get to. So we'll be right back. Alright, we are back. I really want to figure out how to make a be right back screen. Even just like a simple placeholder one would be nice. Maybe we'll do that next. Okay, so I think we have enough time to do this body. Let's roll it and see if we get
There
it.
he still is, looking right through you. As you breathe in,
Nice.
the odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
So of course, now that we go through the effort to get a +6 bonus, we actually make a roll that would have succeeded the very first time. Great.
It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
Investigate.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Well, let's go toes to head. Let's go.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
What would use that?
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
Yeah, but they are here and they are real, so keep your creepy stuff away, Inland Empire.
These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
We'll confirm that out loud.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Ooh. I haven't listened to Sabaton in some time. Maybe I should go back to that. They're quite good.
Oh, the lieutenant uses a memo technique A6. That's not just any notebook. It's a classic.
Thanks. Super useful to know.
It's all you, baby.
I don't remember
Ceramic
exactly.
plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
Where?
Under the hill. Fairweather. Fairweather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
And advanced usually means uncommon, so maybe we can figure out some good information from that. Okay, material looks out of place.
It is. It's expensive.
Maybe we can sell them.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much we talking?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Cash money.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
My yearly pay is 5,500.
Not too much, yes.
Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less.
I have no idea what that means.
Yeah. Okay. How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
Pretty advanced for a security
I
card.
agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days.
Yeah, sorry about
We
that.
should keep a lookout for this species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Maybe he was just wearing the boots.
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Huh, seems awfully bulky to be worn underneath.
Nice. That makes sense.
Could have been walking around naked for all we know.
A good point. He could have been intoxicated, or something we cannot yet imagine. I shouldn't have assumed so much just from the clothes.
Right, let's think of someone else who woke up mostly naked, missing almost everything important to them for their job. Oh wait, he is standing literally right here, and it is us. Okay, knock on the boot.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Fragile?
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint Organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether. Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
I feel like that's gotta remind my character of something.
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
These things are fancy. I wonder if I can wear them.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice.
Dun dun dun.
The whirls are in the shape of a letter and number combination, E50, 100, 1000.
Beautiful.
Good. Can you read it to me?
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
No, I've had this theme going this morning where I'm actually trying to be a good cop, so we're gonna play it straight here and actually give him the real number.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Alright, let's see if we can take it with
The
us.
stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Ooh.
Stop!
Oh no. This is not gonna be good.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Brutal!
Oh, bad idea. Oops.
You're going to pull his head off.
Yeah, let's not do that just yet.
Mine?
You know what, kid? You can just, like, stay over there.
Pull
What?
his head off. There's no point performing an autopsy if you do. We'll have compromised the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
See, this whole thing is just the game telling me that I am not going to get to wear these sweet leg armor pieces.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
The boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. This advanced technology. Why not detectives? They're expensive. They'd go well with my pants.
You do understand the boots are steeped in cadaverine odor, don't you?
I mean, basically, so am I. So are my pants, right?
You have a point there, detective. You have a point. But
But what?
there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
That is both accurate and disgusting. Thank you, Kim.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Alright, sounds like a plan.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
What's gonna happen to the boots?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights. Should we continue?
Alright, look at the rest.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Alright, let's check the belt, see if it matches perhaps the holes, the stretched holes in the jeans that we found in the trash can.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt.
Ouch.
Big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under six-rotor airships.
They must have really hated this guy.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
This is the reinforced kind for air transport.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
They wanted to stay up there. The ship is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
I can't just cut it, right? How did they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
Fair. They use the kid's ladder to climb up?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
And we're assuming the dock workers did it?
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
Right, so Kim's been with us for a day here, and he's leveraged our mental state for and against us in that time. So I'm going to give him the real answer that my past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains my mother, the love of my life. Certainly not a briefing.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
Sounds good. Wait, can I do it right now?
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated. Okay, you should.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos.
So the serial number will probably help us identify him, but if we get the tattoos, then we can cross-check and verify.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
I'm gonna guess it's electronic.
I have only a cursive knowledge of the science of cybernetics. I would not know if it were. But it's not quite complex enough, is it?
Unfortunate.
It doesn't seem familiar from the insides of any radio computer your mind can imagine. The somewhat organic lines remind you of old filament memory units, but not quite. No, you're nowhere near right.
Alright.
So am I.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears, some sort of camera.
What is that?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Okay, that doesn't really help.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Okay.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
Hey. So, we're thinking that this guy has cybernetics. Meanwhile, everyone is really excited that Kim pulls out a Kodak. Clearly, my expectations are a little misaligned here.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Right. Okay, I think it's pretty obvious what we need the photo for, so let's just say cool machine.
Yes. It is pretty cool, isn't it?
It is.
There is only one ampoule left. Use it wisely.
I think we all know that's probably not going to happen. Okay. So, I wonder if we can get more, or if this is going to be like an elixir and we hold on to it to the very end of the game, and at the end we just take a picture of ourselves, because the game is over. Okay, what do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter, to us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
That was awfully poetic, Kim. Thank you. Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
I will probably not
The
lose it.
glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Okay, I'm going to look him in the eye, but after 7 days decomposing out in the open, I'm not sure how much eye he's going to have left.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Okay, so this is technically part of the whole, like, insight shivers stuff. But I can also read it as trying to get some sort of subconscious piecing bits together insight to come up with a rational conclusion. At least that's how Barry here is going to rationalize it to himself, so we're going to give it a shot. So it's a pretty even chance.
I'm gone.
Oh, that's like the voice from our pass out. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
Where's that?
In the past. Way out in the west.
Who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
Okay, yeah, this really is not funny. It's really sad and unfortunate.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
Who were you alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
Another question?
Go ahead, Coppo.
What is happening here?
What do you mean?
Why am I talking to you?
It's the power of your...
My what? As we hang in anticipation. Imagination.
Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Okay, we'll go full 2-year-old here. Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
The San Francisco treat. Ding ding. Yeah, give me more. Give me questions.
Here you go, you loony.
Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Yeah, obviously not who I am.
Between you and me, your name is probably Harry.
I agree.
You might be onto something there.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
Natch. Okay. I hate you, you stink and you're boring, and also I think it's really weird that I'm talking to our corpse.
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
Huh. Baby affected with harlequinism.
You sure wriggled out of that one? Coppellini.
Yeah. Don't care, though.
Come back
I don't-
later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
Okay, I now never want to go to bed in this game ever again. I think we're just gonna stay up for however long it takes to solve these cases and be on our way. I'm gonna take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Now that's something I can latch on to. Let's check that out.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
Face and hands are pink, thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead, Jim. think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored. Makes sense. Well, I mean, you know that, right? Because he was like hung to death. So we're gonna say he was beaten up.
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them.
Mm-hmm.
The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Well, that is what they do.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Yeah, and not in like a good way. Okay, I think I'm a little unsteady with this corpse talking. So I'm gonna cover my nose and say something's coming out.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
Damn, Kim, you are cold.
The fuck he's saying?
Talking about shit.
We got lucky.
Did we? I don't feel lucky.
Yeah, well, he was upright after
Agreed.
death.
Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
I mean, that seems pretty obvious, but it's good that it all matches up.
You would still like the hypostasis marks in the neck to be a bit more pronounced.
So maybe he was strangled first? Let's follow that line.
Maybe it looks faint to you?
Hey.
It could be more pronounced, actually. Dumont noté.
Maybe moved after death? Strangled. I'm going with strangled. I like that idea.
Yes, there's always a chance we are wrong. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Alright, now be a smartass and say I think he's dead.
I agree.
Yeah.
His
yeah.
personality is no longer a part of the world.
Totally dead.
The world no longer stores his personality and his composition. There was a time for that and it ended 7 days ago. Yeah, we're doing that one.
That sounds about right, yes.
Alright, back off, catch your breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
Okay, so with roughly 7 minutes left, let's see if we can get him down.
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Alright, let's just double check.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Yep, got it all. Okay, well, let's... Okay, so I'm creeped out, but let's try it one more time. I think I need to know Corpse Man.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? The power of your imagination is at your service.
Alright, looks like we did all that.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my
We're done.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
Me neither.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Wouldn't it be easier just to cut the branch?
An acrobatic maneuver would solve this situation. Nothing can go wrong with a good maneuver.
Oh, I am excited. I have put points in Sapphire Ferris just for this moment. Saw the branch.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah.
It seems unclimbable, cause the ladder is treacherously rotten. But you could use your hands and feet to reach around the tree, then hang from the branch.
I could do it. It is well within my repertoire.
Honestly, I prefer a non-acrobatic solution to this.
Well, look, I already made the sweet parkour jump to get my jacket back, so why can't I do this?
Clown cops climb tree, fall down. Enraged cop assaults children after falling from tree.
Look, I'm not going to punch the kid for making fun of me. If I was going to punch that kid, I would have done it already.
Cretin cop, they like that word, saws the branch he's sitting on, literally. Local children report corpse mutilation.
Okay, they're not gonna report anything.
Fuck yeah, climb that shit, monkeys.
See, you're only making them do those things less.
So we're gonna let those kids bully us and not doing our work?
What I'm proposing is, we save acrobatic tricks as a last resort, after we've tried everything else.
I don't know, man. I want to see how likely this is.
These have got to be the most fucking boring mulka parts I've ever seen.
Bring the motor carriage over and cut the belt from the roof.
I have thought of that, yes. But the tire tracks would compromise the scene. Any prints would become illegible. That's if we get it through the hole in the fence.
And we did spend all that time learning all that information about the boots. Alright.
Also, my MC has a sloped roof. It's a sports model. The roof is slippery. An all-around bad platform to stand on.
Big bag?
How about I take you, piggyback?
The fuck are these pigs talking about?
Oh, they're bank or something. Oh, it's fucking boring, Kuno. Wish they'd fuck already.
Lieutenant, are you sure you could carry my weight?
I wasn't actually implying I would. I meant it's a bad idea.
No, it's not. It's a great idea.
Fucking hilarious idea. You two puskapas get on top of each other and fuck.
Okay, kid.
In silence, the lieutenant gives you a meaningful glance, as if to say, case in point.
Ask for help from the harbor?
I was really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
Yeah, but they may be willing to help to distance themselves from suspicion.
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda.
Alright, what else can we do? Let's commit.
Okay, they do have the tools and the men. And since it looks like they put him there...
They can get him down too.
Okay, let's do it in the lousy, dangerous way.
You said the lousy, dangerous way was me climbing up there and cutting the branch. So is this better or worse than that? Like, I need you to decide here, Kim. Could you have already found a way in the harbor?
Hooray for us.
It won't be
To
dangerous.
ask the suspect for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Everard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to handle this ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches.
Okay, Peanut Gallery. Let's get to it.
Wow, you work hard.
I do?
Oh, yes. You hustle. You're a provider. It's tough out there, but you keep it real and provide.
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of work the past 26 hours, and I think that qualifies me as being a good worker.
Oh, yeah. Like a horse, a workhorse, for hard work. Look at yourself. You're a human pedometer. You must have walked 200,000 steps down cracked asphalt, mosaic, sand, and linoleum after you re-emerged.
Damn straight.
That is the sign of a hustler who never gives up. The world is harsh and people are evil. You didn't make it that way, and you won't let it break you. You ride.
Right? If I could have died, I would have already. So let's ride till I die.
That's just what it's like. Life and death. But you got gills on your side, baby. Got those black papers with the faces of the innocents on them. You bring in the Franco Negros and the Solas. It ain't easy, but you do it. Day in and day out. You didn't make the rules, but you won't lose. You're a cop, and a sprinter, and a money printer.
Can't say I didn't make that selling guy give me some of his money.
Can't say that. You shook him. You're a killer. A shark.
Took some money from Manana.
You didn't log that in as a donation either. You don't log any of that shit in. You're a straight rider.
On
Yeah,
shop.
you're in the sales business. Shake 'em for shit and then pawn it off. Law officer style.
Made some gills.
Sure, sure. And has it been easy? Is life easy? Have you not gone into cardiac arrest? Are you not about to have an anxiety attack or shoot yourself in the mouth? But you still hustle 24/7, ride or die. Now, ask yourself, are you rich?
In spirit. I am rich in spirit.
Get out of here. You're a pauper. You work harder than anyone. Almost rode yourself to the grave, and you're still practically a hobo. Why is that?
It's because of Gart riding my ass.
The Gart man has set himself up one of those self-replicating money structures. You should learn from it. Don't play the victim. Think hustler. Think with your head.
System is broken.
Boo-hoo.
Ah.
The system is broken. The establishment is keeping me down. That's not the fuck yeah attitude you're used to. What is this? Why are you so poor?
Taxes?
That's right. 100%. Fucking G-Man's got his jam-covered sticky fingers in your pocket, stealing from you every time you buy, sell, walk, talk, fart, so much as sneeze.
Don't I get paid by the state, though?
Aren't taxes almost non-existent in the Gossamer state that is Revachol?
Wait, are there no taxes?
You and I both, but they got those indirect modes of taxation. Sales tax, excise duty, extraction tax. This tax that doesn't even have a name. Plus, there's the stuff people in other countries pay for that makes them ask for more money from you here. The Gossamer state's a myth. In total, the coalition government is taking 98% of all your money.
That seems like a lot.
What are you not sure about? They're milking your nipples till they bleed. Can't you see? Aren't you sick and tired of having bloody nipples?
No, because yesterday I was the one and only true communist, so I am not a free market fundamentalist. How will deregulation help?
It's all about the tax issue, hustler. No other problem in the world is as pressing as top marginal tax rates. And don't you fucking forget it.
Okay, great. So 10:03. So let me look at this just real quick. What's this do? -2 empathy, cold-blooded. Why would I just want to do... Okay, well, so I hate Psy, and I don't want empathy, so maybe I do this. I'd have to unlock a slot to get it. And I can't see what the solution is, but that's okay. Let me verify here. I think I have sweet shoes for that. Yeah, I can do it faster. What looks like what I would want to do here? Okay, have that, have that, have that. Trying to think what I might want here. I definitely want an inexplicable feminist agenda. That sounds fun. Is this high? Is this low? There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can get like a little less than half of the remaining ones. I want to do this. I want to dig into his like emotional past a little bit. So we're gonna do White Morning. Okay. And with that done, we don't have any skill points, but we're close to a level up. So if we run into checks we can't pass, or rather that we fail badly on when we should have passed, we'll be able to skill up and give it another go. We're gonna hard save here. And I wish I could name these. So we'll just do this. Martinez, day 2, 10:59. Okay, yeah, again, sorry to end a little early today, but I do have an appointment I need to get to that was scheduled before I set this streaming schedule. So I'll be back on Thursday. We'll do the regular 4 hours. I think what we're going to do is investigate the drug plot line with the lorries, see if we can't find some speed. And then we have a thing to do in the evening where we have to talk to someone in the apartments, but that's a long ways away. I'm not sure we'll get there. And we might try to collect some cans along the way so we can collect a little money. But other than that, I am out of here. Thanks everyone for stopping by who stopped by. Feel free to say hi if you'd ever like to. And I will see you all in a couple days. All right. Have a good week. Bye.